Hello, Igraaspas! Welcome to another episode of your favorite weekly news capsule. Love is all around us. We realize it only when we tune into it like a radio channel. So, let's get ready and try and look at the love pouring down for us in the form of our families, in the form of nature, in the form of all the comfort around us. The highlights of today's news capsule are highlights of the Union Budget 2022. Belgian passports to feature Tintin and Smurfs from February. Snow bomb unleashes blizzard in eastern US. Italian luxury brand Dolce & Gabbana to stop using animal fur. Giant pristine coral reef discovered off Tahiti. The Great Barrier Reef to face another mass bleaching event. Rafael Nadal makes history at the Australian Open. Arif Khan, the only Indian who had qualified for Winter Olympic Games. And finally, our F2 segment. It's time to begin with news from our country.
Igraasp, the Union Budget of 2022 was announced last week. While the budget is very complex, we will try and break it down to tell you what is cheaper and what new investments the government is planning for the fiscal year of 2022-2023. The government is planning to expand investment in affordable housing, national highways, as well as 400 new Vande Bharat trains. Let's also quickly tell you what is going to be more expensive and what's going to be cheaper. Clothes, cocoa beans, and chemicals for petroleum products will all be cheaper, while unblended diesel and petrol, solar modules, parts of electronic toys, and smart meters will all be more expensive. This is just the tip of the iceberg, and if you want to learn more about the budget, definitely ask your parents to help you out in reading more about it.
The country of Belgium has launched its new passport, with it honoring some of the country's biggest pop culture icons, Tintin and the Smurfs. The new 34-page long passport document has been developed in collaboration with anti-fraud specialists of the Federal Police. The Belgian Foreign Ministry has also added an exhibition about the history of passports of the country that will be open till the 6th of February at Comics Museum in Brussels. That is indeed a really nice way of honoring some of the biggest cultural icons of the country.
Eastern parts of the United States of America are facing severe weather conditions due to intense snow being whipped up by hurricane-like winds to unleash one of the deadliest winter storms in many years. Many cities like Boston and New York have multiple blizzard warnings in effect, with even coastal areas expected to receive more than 1 foot of snow. Many flights have already been cancelled due to adverse weather conditions. If you or anyone you know is residing in these places, we hope they stay warm and safe.
Italian luxury brand Dolce & Gabbana has announced that it will stop using animal fur and will instead switch to eco-friendly fur. The brand announced this by sharing a statement from their Instagram account. Their marketing officer also said in a statement that the company is working towards a more sustainable future and that it can't contemplate the use of animal fur. Dolce & Gabbana joins a growing list of global fashion companies that have in the recent past gone fur-free, including Armani, Prada, and Versace.
Marine explorers have discovered a 3-kilometer coral reef off the coast of Tahiti. This pristine reef is at a depth of 100 feet and is one of the largest discovered at that depth. Coral reefs are actually some of the most threatened ecosystems that are vulnerable to all the ecological changes present due to climate change. The coming months will see exploration by divers and scientists to see the different marine life that inhabits this newly discovered reef. This is really fascinating, isn't it, Igraaspers?
The Great Barrier Reef, which is the largest coral reef in the world, is about to face another mass bleaching event. Coral bleaching is an environmental process wherein corals expel the algae living within them due to changes in light and temperature, causing them to go completely white. Over the last 7 years, the Great Barrier Reef has seen several bleaching events due to rising temperatures, and scientists are predicting another one coming. This has a great impact on the microorganisms as well as marine life that inhabit the reef, with scientists attempting to find ways to ensure that this event does not take place. The effects of the climate change are having a devastating impact on marine life, and we must do something together as a global community to prevent such disasters.
A group of American researchers have successfully regrown the missing legs of a frog using a combination of 5 different medications. The scientists now want to test this technique in mammals. An adult frog that otherwise does not have the ability to regrow its limbs was able to have almost full functional limbs after the study. This experiment might have huge consequences for the future if it's able to be applied to humans as well.
Spaniard Rafael Nadal has made history by winning the 2022 Australian Open and has now overtaken both Roger Federer and Novak Djokovic in the Grand Slam titles, bringing his tally to 21. Nadal battled from 2 sets down against an informed Medvedev to win the final, 2-6, 6-7, 6-4, 6-4 and 7-5. In the women's final, Ashley Barty became the first Australian to win the Open since 1978, beating Danielle Collins 6-3 and 7-6 in the final. We congratulate the winners and can't wait to see them again at the French Open.
31-year-old Arif Khan, who is an alpine skier from Kashmir, is the only athlete to be competing from India in the Winter Olympics in Beijing. He will be competing in 2 events, alpine skiing slalom and giant slalom. Khan has been participating in various winter sporting events since 2005 and has represented the country more than 127 times. The whole country is now pinning their hopes on Arif Khan, and we all wish that he manages to win a medal at the Winter Olympics.
Researchers have found that hippopotamus can communicate over long distances with their voices. Hippos are able to identify friendly calls, which scientists are now beginning to analyze. Hippos communicate to each other using a wide variety of sounds, including grunts, bellows, and squeals. To a human ear, this might just sound like noise, but to the hippos, it is a way of telling friend from foe. A lot more research needs to be done to understand the social interactions between these mammals. But with this newfound discovery, researchers can analyze a group's patterns much better.
The word of the week is clandestine, which means something done in secrecy. Shiv is scared his mother will scold him. He eats chocolates in a clandestine manner. The riddle of the week is, why do plants dislike math? Because it gives them square roots.
Can you guess who? This Indian writer, lawyer, journalist was popularized by his secular literature. He won many awards, including the Padma Vibhushan and the Sahitya Akademi Fellowship. Some of his popular books include Train to Pakistan, 1956, and The Mark of Vishnu and Other Stories, 1950. Were you able to guess? It is Mr. Khushwant Singh. Did you know that before becoming a writer, Mr. Khushwant worked as a lawyer in London and had joined the Indian Foreign Services when India became independent?
Did you know that McDonald's once created a bubblegum flavored broccoli? As gross yet fascinating as that sounds, McDonald's did this in order to switch to healthier meal options. In an attempt to encourage kids to eat broccoli, they engineered the vegetable to taste like bubblegum. Children got confused between two highly contrasting taste profiles, and the idea didn't work out. Have you ever taken the risk to mess with your taste buds to try such uncanny food combinations, Igraspers?
Quiz time! Who invented bubblegums? Send your answers to contact us at igraasp.com with your full name, school name, and a photograph. Answer to the last week's quiz. Venus Williams and Serena Williams make the famous sister duo to have won the Olympic gold medal in tennis. This certificate of appreciation is presented to Divyesh Singh of St. Columbus School, New Delhi, for successfully participating in the weekly quiz on India's leading news capsule for tweens, Igraasp.
Dear Igraspers, this week let us spin yarns while reading the best children's stories from India. This storybook includes stories of work and home, celebrations and sorrows, terrifying ghosts, and more. It is a remarkable book that contains evergreen classics by great writers like Rabindranath Tagore, R.K. Narayan, Sudhamurthy, and many more stalwarts. Read the stories and share your views on igraasp.com/iClub.
That's all we have for you in this week's episode. Remember, love doesn't make the world go around, but love is what makes the ride worthwhile. It is always the journey and the ride that matters, since the destination keeps changing. We'll see you again next week. Till then, stay safe, stay happy, and spread love and joy wherever you go. Bye-bye.